Hey, welcome to Late Night Cocktails. I'm your host, L.A. Wade, and I have a question for you. What are the ways you learned about sex, dating, and love? Did you ever get the talk? How old were you when that happened? Have you ever wondered about the things your older sister, your mother, your aunt, cousin, or grandmother was experiencing when they were in the thick of their love lives? What could we learn from them if they were just willing to share and talk to us about the past? Tonight, we just may find out. Maxilius, the door. Hey, ladies, come on in, have a seat. Welcome. It's so nice to see all three of you here today. How are you?
Good. Great.
You look fabulous. Charmaine, I have to start with you and ask you this question, right? How is it that you are feeling about approaching your 60s? I mean, first of all, you do not look like you're approaching your 60s. Melanin is real in your family.
Thank you. Well, it's genetics, but also it's a lot of hard work and a lot of nurturing, but nurturing myself actually. But I'm very excited. I feel that this is a rebirth. It's my next chapter in life, and I think it's going to be the best decade and moving forward.
Yeah. They don't play when they say that we age well.
Yes.
Right? In our community, Black women age well, right? 50s, you're into your 50s, you just said goodbye to the 40s. So, what's that?
I said I just said goodbye.
You just said goodbye. So what do you miss the most about your 40s?
My situation is obviously unique, so I feel as though the entire 40s was a struggle.
Really?
Yes.
You're speaking my language.
My mom developed Alzheimer's disease when I was 30, and I just had a newborn. So my last 20 years, she passed last year, and she lived at home with me. So it was the entire journey from diagnosis to death.
Wow.
And so it kind of sucked my 30s and 40s.
Wow.
While I was parenting my
a
son.
newborn.
Yeah. And at 13, I was separated. And so I became a single parent, which was not expected again. So another unexpected.
Right. But we can look at our lives in such an amazing way when we're confronted with the things that challenge us. And I can see before me a beautiful woman who has survived something and is ready to turn her 50s into thriving.
That's right.
That's where we're at. And Miss Fifi, well, you know what? Hello, we're going in order here. We have the 60s, we got the 50s. I am representing women in their 40s. I left my 30s long ago. So however, I still feel like I'm in my 30 vibe, But I think what I'm thinking about is that it's time to leave childish things behind and be more fully myself, regardless of my age. I don't want to own that, I'm in my 40s, I got to be a certain way. No, I feel the way I want to feel because I love the way I want to love. And that's where I'm at. Miss Fifi.
Yes.
You are representing the 20s and the 30s because you're soon going to leave the 20s, right? You're soon going to leave and then you'll be entering the 30s. So what direction are you going with what you're reflecting on in this time?
I think this is the time where I'm reflecting on a lot of my parenting. So I'm doing a lot of reparenting, a lot of relearning. This is the perfect age to dust off my wings so that by the time I'm in my 30s, I can fly.
Oh, you're flying now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about each of you? What's something that we can learn about you, hot off the press?
I will say that there is resilience and there's beauty with getting older. My story is very similar to Karen's, where I was a caregiver to my mother who was diagnosed with dementia.
Oh.
And I was caring for her for pretty much a good portion of my late 40s and 50s. And so while I was doing that, I was also raising a child who's autistic. So
wow.
It was a double-edged sword. I'm a part of that sandwich generation, but a lot of people feel that I feel like God anointed me and gave me that opportunity to grow from that adversity, because of that I've evolved, and now I'm here, sitting here today, healthy, resilient, and really optimistic about the future.
Absolutely. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Canada.
You grew up in Canada?
Yeah, I was born in England, and I came here when I was 2 years old. Caribbean parentage.
Okay.
So,
Caribbean. What? No, nobody in the Caribbean says they're repping the Caribbean necessarily.
yeah.
And you're from Jamaica. You definitely are telling people that you're Jamaican.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely, right? And Karen, where are you from?
Similar. Born in England. Came here probably at 18 months.
Oh, wow.
Then I spent my formative years in Trinidad, so I went to high school there. And so I rep Trinidad.
Yes, you definitely cannot be a Trinidadian and not rep Trinidad. That's for sure. Facts. And Miss Fifi?
I was born in Haiti.
Ooh, sac passe.
I grew up in the Bahamas and then in Florida.
Okay.
And now we are in Canada.
Wow, you've been around. And how old are you?
I'm 24 now.
And you've lived in all those places?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Well, before we get a little bit further into what we're doing, I want to talk about the fact that, now that you're all here, let's get into it. So tonight's show, we're going to be using the power of storytelling to reveal what Chimamanda Ngozi calls the danger of a single story, which is to say, it's a story that one culture can lay on top of another. Usually consisting of stereotypes, a single story may show, melanated people as one thing over and over and over again, thus making it something that we become. So this episode wants to explore the taboo and often unspoken ideas around being a woman that are spanning across the generations. But first, just the tip. So Dr. Rachel Yuda, professor of psychiatry at the School of Medicine at Mount Sinai, her research is investigating just how serious incidents of trauma from like slavery and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, can be passed down through the generations. And of course, we've all come to know this as intergenerational trauma, right? And I just really think that a way of addressing intergenerational trauma would be from a place of storytelling, because we have gaps that we are past. If we can pass on the pain, then we can also pass on the healing. And that's what I want us to take away is no matter what pain we're having, and we've already genetically passed that on to each other, then let's also pass on our ways of healing each other. And so that's what this conversation is about. I have a little treat and a thing that I like to call Pandora's box. And when you have a bunch of women that are willing to talk the things them, we need to bring out the box. So Maxilius, can you bring me Pandora's box, please?